Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to practice. Today, we are going to be really focusing on strengthening our hip flexor muscles. These are the muscles at the top of your thigh. They're responsible for bringing your knee in towards your chest, which is actually called flexion of the hip, hence hip flexors. So by strengthening these muscles in the front, we can actually improve our flexibility of our hamstrings in the back. So really valuable, often overlooked muscle, I would say. So let's get into it. Come into child's pose, knees wide, arms out in front. And just take a moment to settle in here. Start to connect with your breath. Turn on your ujjayi breath if that's part of your practice. A slight constriction in the back of your throat. And just grounding into your mat here. Observing the sensations of your body and your breath as you really welcome yourself into your practice today. And starting off strong here, let's really get to know the hip flexor muscles, what they feel like when they're engaged, where they are. And we can start that here in our child's pose. Starting with your right leg. Now, some of you might be able to get the knee off the mat, but for a lot of us, it might just be engaging the muscles that would be required to do so. Try to pull your right knee in towards your chest while you're in this position. Immediately, I'm noticing that the muscles in my front hip crease there are really firing up, trying to pull my right knee in towards the chest, even though it's not really leaving the mat much at all. And you can release that. And let's try on the left side now. Pull your left knee in towards your chest and feel your hip flexor muscles engage. Even though the knee might not be moving, the muscles are engaging and firing up, trying to create that motion of knee to chest. And release. Take a big deep breath here in your child's pose. Open mouth, exhale it out. On the next inhale, come into a tabletop position. And as you exhale, press through the palms of your hands and round through your upper back. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, arch your back, look forward. Exhale, press through your palms, round through your upper back. Just waking up the spine here. Inhale, arch, look forward. Exhale, press, round, gaze towards your navel. Again, inhale, arch. And this time, keeping your arch in your low back, press your hips up and back into down dog. Now, take a few breaths here, first down dog of your practice. Start to pedal through your legs, or maybe stillness feels better for you today. Check in with your body. Noticing the sensations as you slowly start to wake up all these muscles now. From our back to our hips, all the way down the backs of our legs. Even your feet if you're actively pedaling out here. Noticing your shoulders, your arms, the strength that's holding you up. Your palms pressing into the mat. On the next inhale, we're going to roll forward into a plank pose. Pressing our palms into the ground, broadening through our upper back. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale. And on the exhale, drop the knees and slide back, child's pose. Inhale, come up to all fours, arching your back, looking forward. Exhale, pressing the hips up and back, down dog. Once more, inhale, come to plank. Exhale, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, all fours, arch back, look forward. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale. On the inhale, bring the right leg up and back behind you. And on the exhale, bring your knee into your chest and hold it. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg goes up and back. And then on the exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Coming into a lunge prep position here. We're going to start to notice our hip flexor muscles more throughout all of our different postures today. So here in this lunge prep position, press into the ball mound of your back foot, that's your left foot, pressing it down into the mat, and imagine that you can pull your foot forward and bring your knee into your chest. Kind of like we did in child's pose, where we engage the muscles without the movement really happening. Can you imagine that your foot was going to come forward into your chest, but without actually moving it? And you should feel the hip flexor muscles here in the front hip crease of that left leg really firing up. Very active and strong in this position. Pressing down and forward through our left foot. We can press down with our right heel, getting light on our fingers. Our hips lift. Should be very tiring. One more breath in. And on the exhale, step back to down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. And we'll just do 3 baby cobras here. Again, warming up our upper back muscles. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, soften. Hands are light. You might even be able to lift them off the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Come up through all fours. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Inhale, left leg goes up and back behind you. Hug the left knee into the chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Again, lunge prep position here. Very active, very strong. Starting with our right leg. Press into the mat with the ball of your right foot. Imagine you can bring your leg forward, your right knee into your chest, but without actually moving it. Feel the hip flexor muscles in the front right hip really firing up and engaging here. Pressing down through your left heel as your right foot pulls forward, your hips should lift, and you should be able to be pretty light on your fingertips. Your legs are doing all of the work here. They're very strong and active. One more deep breath in here. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Just one little cobra here. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Right leg up and back. Inhale. Step the right foot forward. Drop the left knee to the ground. And now we're going to start to work on opening up through the back of our leg here in our hamstrings. Straighten through your right leg. Now, you might need to kind of wiggle around a little bit to adjust yourself and the length here, but we're coming into an Ardha Hanumanasana. So lengthen your back over your right leg, and to the best of your ability, fold over your straight right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend through the right knee, look forward. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale. And just notice any differences between your right and left side. Knowing that we're going to try to balance that out right now. Left leg, inhale up and back behind you. Step the left foot forward. Bring the right knee down, straighten through your left leg, and again, maybe heel toe your legs to the proper distance. As you inhale, lengthen over your straight left leg. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. On the next inhale, bend through your left knee, look forward. Exhale, down dog. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Checking back in with our breath, observing the sensations as we breathe and as we move. What our practice feels like in our body today. As we warm up and we get more familiar with the muscles that we are working with. On the next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. And as you empty your breath, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. 1 more time, half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. On the inhale, slowly come up to stand. Exhale. Now we've spent a lot of time upside down, so catch your breath here. We'll start to flow. Take a sip of water. And on the next inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the left foot back. Again, press down through the ball of your left foot and pull it forward. Feel your left hip flexors ignite. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower. A cobra here, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Right leg up and back behind you, inhale. Bring the right knee into the chest, exhale. Using those hip flexor muscles here. On the inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Inhale, bring the left foot forward, come to a half lift position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Press down through the ball mound of your right foot and pull the foot forward, feeling your right hip flexor muscles engage. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. All fours or plank, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left foot up and back, inhale. Hug the left knee into the chest, exhale. Feel those hip flexors working here to hold the knee into the chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot forward. As you inhale, bring your right foot forward, come into a half lift position. Exhale and fold. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath here. And exhale. Notice the sensations of heat building in your body. Maybe you're breathing a little faster, stronger, heavier. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Left foot back, exhale. Now this time, press down into your right heel, rise up, high lunge. Now here in this high lunge position, we can still engage our hip flexor muscles just like we did in the lunge prep. Pressing down and forward with our left foot really wakes up the muscles in the front of our left hip, our hip flexor muscles. Breathe and feel the connection to those muscles as if you could pull your left knee into your chest. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, plant the hands. Down dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale and lower chaturanga. Little cobra here, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up through all fours. Glide back, down dog, exhale. Right leg up and back, inhale. Right knee to chest, exhale. Right leg up and back, inhale. Right foot forward, exhale. Rise up, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, come forward into a half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Other side, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, right foot back. Ground down into your left heel. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Again, focusing on this connection and engagement with our right hip flexors, pressing down through the ball mound of your right foot, down and forward. You'll feel a lift in your hips, and you'll feel the engagement in these hip flexor muscles, as if you could bring your right knee into into your chest. Inhale here. Exhale. One more inhale. Plant the hands, step back, down dog. Exhale. Roll forward into plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up through all fours. Down dog, exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Again, checking in with our breath and our physical experience. Noticing how our left hip and our right hip feels. Not judging, just observing. Yoga teaches us to be the witness, not the judger, just the witness. On the next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Empty your breath, step or hop to the front of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Step back to down dog, exhale. Right leg up and back behind you, inhale. Right foot in between the hands, exhale. Rise up, high lunge, inhale. Open up, warrior 2, exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Rise up, high lunge. Open up, warrior two, exhale. Stay here for 3 breaths. Observing all of the heat that we're building in our hips here. I've got a sweat starting to build myself. On the next inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back, down dog. Come forward to plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release. All fours, inhale. Glide back, down dog, exhale. Stay here for 3 breaths. Observing the sensations. Noticing any areas that feel strong, any areas that feel tight. And again, noticing without judgment. Just checking in with where you are today, how you feel in this moment. On the next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Empty your breath, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. On the inhale, come up to chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand, hands to heart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Right leg up and back behind you, inhale. Exhale, right foot in between the hands. Rise up, high lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Then come back to warrior two as you exhale. Now on the inhale, come back to a high lunge. And steady yourself here with the exhale. We're going to be moving into a warrior three position. So lean forward, get strong in your right foot. And as you inhale, push all your weight up into your right foot. Left leg goes out behind you. Now you can place your arms at your side. You can put your hands together in front. We're going to be working on our balance today, so it's really important that we get that waking up a little bit. On the exhale here, we're going to come to a standing position and bring our left knee into our chest. So nice and slowly take a deep breath here. And then as you exhale, come up to stand. Left knee, squeeze it in towards your chest. If you wobble, if you fall, that is a sign that you are growing and strengthening, and just come right back into it. My right leg is shaking. As we inhale, we're going to go back to warrior three. And as we exhale, stand and bring the left knee into our chest. Hug it in, squeeze it in, use those hip flexor muscles that bring your knee into your chest. And then you can bring your left foot down to meet your right and come into a chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll stay in this fold for a breath or two here. Inhale. Exhale. You can bend through your knees any amount. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, come back to chair. You betcha we're doing the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Down dog, exhale. This time, left leg up and back behind you. Inhale. Step the left foot forward. Rise up, high lunge. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Come back to high lunge, inhale. And start to get yourself rooted to move into warrior three here as you exhale. Leaning your weight forward into your left foot, inhaling, coming up with the right leg into warrior three. Stabilize yourself. Place your hands wherever feels right for you. You can have them on your hips, behind you, at your sides. I'll keep mine in a little finger touch here at the chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come up to stand and squeeze your right knee into your chest. Inhale, right leg goes back behind you, warrior three. Exhale, squeeze the right knee in towards your chest as you come up to rise. Stay here. And exhale, bring your right foot down to the ground. Inhale to chair. Exhale, forward fold. And again, we'll hang out here for 2 breaths. Coming down from that little exercise. Bend your knees any amount that feels right, but we're not really cooling down yet. This is just for a moment. On the next inhale, rise up into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Right leg up and back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Rise up, high lunge. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, place your right forearm to your right thigh, side angle prep. If you have blocks handy, this is where I think is a really nice time to use them. We're going to be lengthening through the backs of our legs a little bit. Bring your hand or a block on the inside of your right foot. Turn your left toes inwards at a little bit of an angle. Bring your left hand to your left hip and slowly start to straighten through your right leg. Coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Slowly start to peel your chest open to the left side. And maybe left arm goes up overhead. Pressing down into your heel from your right glutes, not through your knee, but all the way down through your heel, as if you could pull the mat forward with your foot, will engage the muscles that are lengthened, which is a facilitated stretch, and it actually helps promote the flexibility that you build over time through strength and integrity in a way that signals to your body that it's doing so safely. One more breath in here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to frame both sides of your foot. Spin the back heel up so that both hips are facing forward. And you can use 2 blocks here, a little bit of a pyramid. Lengthen over your right leg as you inhale and fold over your right leg as you exhale. Option here if you'd like to flex through your right foot and press from your right glutes all the way into your right heel. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. When you inhale, bend through the right knee, look forward, and then bend through your left knee as well, bringing your left knee down to the ground. Now we're gonna straighten through the right leg in that Ardha Hanumanasa like we did earlier. But we're gonna kick it up a notch. Blocks here might be nice. We're gonna play around with this. Now we know that this is stretching our hamstrings and that feels glorious, but how can we use this posture to engage our hip flexors? Well, great question. Can you lift your right heel off the ground and pull your knee in towards your chest using your hip flexor muscles? It is very challenging. Some days my heel will not lift off the ground. Today, I guess my hip flexors are feeling extra strong. So don't be discouraged if you're not actually getting any lift, but what you should feel is that activation, just like we did in child's pose. You feel the igniting and the engagement of these muscles as they want to pull your knee in towards your chest. Whew. All right. You can bend through your right knee now. Coming into a little bit of a lizard. So heel toe your right foot out to the right, and you can stay on your back knee here. Option to stay up on your hands with your chest shining forward. You can bring your forearms down onto a block, or you can try to bring your forearms down to the ground. There's no right or wrong. You just want to check in and see what feels right for you. If there's any straining or burning or serious pain, back out of it. I think what feels really good for me today is having my forearms on the block. Deep breath in here. All right, if you've got your forearms down, you can move the block. And this time what we're gonna do is bring your right foot out a teensy bit more to the right. Bring your left hand out to the left. And we're gonna do a nice little thigh stretch here. Reach back with your right hand and grab your left foot. Just to balance out a lot of the strengthening that we've been doing, giving our hip flexors a little bit of length. Again, we're not cooling down yet though. Pull your left knee towards your right heel. That'll engage those hip flexor muscles while they're in the lengthened position, giving us that facilitated stretch. So now not only are we strengthening them, but we are actually helping increase our flexibility with a lot of strength and integrity, which the body really likes, the brain really likes. All right, slowly release. And bring your hands down and meet in down dog. Whew. Maybe pedal out your legs here. Checking in now. Are you noticing any substantial difference between the left side and the right side? I'm actually feeling really good after all that. What about you? Let's do it on the other side. Bring your left leg up and back behind you. Inhale. And step the left foot forward. Exhale. Rise up, high lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Left forearm to left thigh, exhale. Now I'm gonna use my block here on the inside of my left foot. Right hand to right hip. Start to straighten through your left leg. You can turn your right toes up and forward at an angle. And then start to open your chest here towards the right side. Maybe your right arm goes up overhead. You can gaze up at it. You can gaze down if that helps with your balance. Play around with different heights of the block and just notice the difference in sensation. This one feels best for me today. One more breath in here. And then as you exhale, bring both hands down around your left foot. Pivot the right heel up both hips facing forward. And again, you might want 2 blocks, you might want 0 blocks. I encourage you to try it out, see what feels right. Lengthen your spine over your left straight leg. Inhale, and then exhale, bow over your left leg. Option here to flex through the left foot. And you can press from your left glute down into your left heel, giving us that facilitated stretch. On the next inhale, bend through your left knee. You can move your blocks, maybe not too far. And bring your right knee down to the ground. Coming into Ardha Hanumanasana, straightening through our left leg. And again, I feel like I always need to shimmy my legs and hips around when I come into that position. If you're using the blocks, you can get them set up for yourself. And we're going to try to lift the left heel off the ground, bringing your knee in towards your chest, feeling your hip flexors working really hard here. My whole leg is shaking. And again, don't be discouraged if you're really not getting off of the ground. The goal is not any particular shape, but it's to just really activate those muscles. So if you're feeling them, that's the success. Oh, this side is a lot more challenging than my right side. All right. Bend through your left knee. Coming into our supported lizard position here. Bring your left foot out to the left a bit. And again, option 1, stay up on your hands. Keep your chest shining forward. This actually feels really, really good for me right now. See how it feels if you want to try coming down on your forearms onto a block. Or if it's available to you and it feels right for you today, you could do forearms on the ground. All right, coming out of that, if you had your forearms down, heel toe your left foot out just a little bit more. Bring your right hand out to the right and reach back with your left hand for your right foot. Give ourselves a nice little thigh stretch here, lengthening through those hip flexor muscles. To create that facilitated stretch, imagine you could bring your right knee forward towards your left foot and notice the lift that my hips get. And slowly release your thigh stretch. Bring your hands out in front and step back to down dog. Take a deep breath in here. And observe. Observe your hips, your thighs, the front, the back. Can you witness how it feels without judgment? Can you observe that maybe one side felt a little bit stronger or one side felt a little bit more open? And not labeling it as good or bad. Just noticing it today, that's where your body is at. All right, come down onto your knees. And we're gonna come lie on our back. Actually, no. Not yet. We're going to bring your legs out in front of you. And this is where blocks will be really helpful. If you don't have blocks, you could use, I've got a tissue box, I've got a blanket, you could even use a book. If you're feeling really adventurous and you have a water bottle that won't spill, you could use a water bottle, any kind of small object, a shoe, a slipper, a dumbbell. I'm going to put my 2 objects outside of my feet. And we're gonna do one last little exercise to really get in touch with our hip flexor muscles and really work on strengthening them. You're gonna love this one. So the goal of what we wanna do throughout this exercise is to keep our back up straight. It's not going to use the same amount of strength and musculature if we're just kind of like leaning back or if we're like hunched forward. So what I want to do is try to keep as upright as you can. And if you're noticing that that's a challenge, you can always pause this and lean up against a wall while you do this. That can actually be really helpful too. So bring our seat back, bring your hands back behind you, come into an upright position. And what we're gonna do, keeping the leg as straight as you can, lift your right heel up off the ground and place it on top of the block or object. That's level 1. Then you can lift it up, bring it back inside. Level 2, lift the right heel up and bring it outside of the object, place it down, lift it up, bring it back inside. Level 3 would be to alter the height of whatever object you're working with. You can try this height of the block if you really want to try this height, knowing that the higher you get, the more challenging it's going to be to use your hip flexor muscles to clear it while also keeping your legs straight and while also keeping your spine up and not, if I just sit back, that's not very challenging. So I did a bunch on the right side. I'm going to do some on the left side. So left heel comes up and place it onto the block, lift it and tap it into the middle. Now this time I'll try for the outside, lifting it over the block, placing it down, and then lifting it back over the block, placing it inside. I'll do one more on each side. I'm gonna stay on the lowest height, but you can use this time to explore with different heights and shapes and objects. Right heel comes up, over and out, up, over, in. Left heel comes up, over, out, up, over, in. Whew, my legs are shaking when I do that. All right, put the blocks aside. Now we're gonna come onto our back. You can bend through both knees to start. And if you wanna watch me first, and then we can do it together. First, I'm gonna start by bringing my right knee in towards my chest, using our old faithful hip flexor muscles. Taking my hands out on the back of my thigh here. I want to straighten through my right leg while keeping the knee in as close to my chest as possible. And now what you're gonna notice is as soon as you try to straighten through the leg, you lose some of that. It gets a little bit further away from the chest. And so that's where some of our hamstring flexibility comes in. And so these two really work together. So start by we do this together. So bring your right knee in towards your chest. Bring your hands outside the back side of your right thigh. And start to straighten. Imagine you're kicking through your right heel, but can you look at my legs shaking, keep your knee in to your chest as close as possible. Now, that might look like this some days it might look like this. Just wherever you are, just notice. Can you press your leg back into your hands while your hands try to pull your leg in towards you? That should really get things shaken there. Now, ways that we can make this a little bit more challenging today, if you're interested, you can straighten through your left leg. And that's gonna mimic what we're gonna do when we're doing this in a standing position. You can also let go, release your hands from your leg, and see if you can keep the leg in towards your chest. That's gonna be using your hip flexor muscles, pulling that leg in. Look at mine shaking. It is working very hard right now. And I'm gonna guess that it doesn't look like they're very close together at all from the angle of the camera. Whew, and release. All right. This is ultimately really good preparation to work up towards things like, hand, fingered big toe pose. But for the purpose of today, I really want to just focus on using our hip flexor muscles to try to pull the leg in towards the chest. So we're not really focusing so much on reaching for the foot for the purposes of today's practice. So coming with the left side now, bring your left knee in towards your chest, hugging it in, feeling those hip flexor muscles. I can feel them if I really focus on squeezing the knee in towards the chest here. I'm going to wrap my hands around the back of my left thigh and start to straighten through my left leg. Already shaking. Now I'm going to start pressing my leg back into my hands as my hands try to pull my leg in towards me. Very active posture here. Option to straighten through the right leg if you want to play around with that. And then for some of you, this might be challenging enough and this is where you want to stay. Or you can play around with letting go of the leg and trying to hold the leg close to your chest using those hip flexor muscles. Now, if straightening through the leg feels really just impossible to you, you can continue this activity with a bent knee, and you can really focus on your hip flexor strength by just squeezing the knee in towards the chest. This is still a very active position. Whew, and release. And now we're going to come up to stand and try to do that while standing. So again, this is a great way to work on your flexibility and strength towards doing something like, something like this or out to the side. But like I said, for today's purposes, I really want us to focus on using our hip flexor muscles and just trying to pull that leg in close to the chest. So we will start by standing on the left leg. If you want to watch me for a little demonstration, it's really just going to mimic everything that we just did on our backs. I'm going to start by bringing my right knee into my chest. Next, bringing my hand under my right thigh. Going to stay active with the hands here as the leg straightens and presses into my hands. My hands are pulling my leg up. Whoop, and I'm already falling. That's okay. And then if you want, you can play around with, where does my leg go if I let go of it? See if I can pull it up towards my chest and release. All right, let's do that one together. We'll start with we'll start standing on our right leg this time. Start first by bringing your left knee in towards your chest. And if you really want to just continue to focus in on those hip flexor muscles, you can focus on just staying in the bent knee position and squeezing the knee in towards the chest. This is still extremely difficult, challenging, using balance, using muscles, using strength. Or we can try to go with the straight leg variation. So I'll bring my hands under my leg to start. Shoulders are up and back. My left leg will start to straighten, kicking through my left heel, pressing my leg into my hands as my hands pull my leg up towards my chest. And then if you'd like to go for letting go of the leg and seeing, see if you could pull it up closer to you using those hip flexor muscles, noticing the shakes, the wobbles. If you fall, you can come back into it. Whew, getting lower there and release. The goal is not to achieve any particular shape or height. It's really just to experience where you're at in the moment, see what your body does, play around with it, experiment, do it for the sake of doing it. That is the beauty of our yoga practice. All right, we've got one more side to go. So ground down in the left leg. Start by bending your right knee, bringing your right knee in towards your chest. Again, option to stay here, squeezing the knee towards the chest. Next option would be to place your hands under your right thigh, straighten through your right leg, kicking through your right heel, pressing into your hands as your hands pull your leg back towards you. And then letting go of the leg if you'd like, and see if you can hold that hip flexor engagement, keeping the leg in towards the chest. And release. Whew. All right. Let's cool down from that. Finally. Meet in down dog. Step the right leg forward and bring the left knee down. And we're gonna lengthen through those hip flexor muscles that we've been working with. So come up, place your hands on your right thigh. A little bit of a low lunge here. And reach back with your left hand for your left foot. Your body's gonna kind of wanna turn to the side, but you're gonna get a much nicer stretch if you bring your torso back to face forward, so both hip points are facing forward as well. And you can be as gentle as you want with this stretch. You can use a strap, a shirt, pair of pants, anything to grab the foot if you're finding it difficult to access that with your hand. Just a really gentle opening here of our left hip. And slowly release. And we can actually just switch sides here. Come up with your hands on your left thigh. Find your balance. Reach back for your right foot. And then square your torso forward, hips face forward, feeling a nice stretch here. And release. Going to come onto our backs. And as we spent most of this class in a flexed position, so knees to chest, kind of very like rounded forward, let's balance that out with a nice gentle bridge to open up through our front body. Lifting your hips up towards the sky. Pressing through your heels. You can have your hands up at your side, under your back. And slowly release. And come into Shavasana. You can also do a constructive rest here with your knees knocked in. It's been my favorite way to experience Shavasana lately, but whatever works for you. Letting go of any effort over your breath or your body. Noticing the energy pulsing through you after your practice. slowly start to come back. Make some subtle movements in your fingers, in your toes. Maybe it feels nice to reach your arms overhead and stretch out long through your body. When you're ready, roll onto your side and come up into a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. And I'd like to take a moment to thank you for practicing with me today. And thank yourself for showing up to practice. And we send our gratitude to all the teachers who have shared this practice with us, those who have come before and those who will come after. And in honor of the energy that flows within and amongst all of us, I bow to you. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.